Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ServiceNow Interview Guide. As promised, I'm back with ITSM interview question, and this time we are discussing what is SLO, SLA, and OLA. Okay, this is very important, and this is very tricky things. People generally get confused, but not after this video. Okay, so just go through all the ITSM videos which we have created till now. All are very important, and whatever I have explained is explained with respect to interviews. Okay, so make sure you go through it and then come to this one. So today discuss. So let's discuss SLA, SLO, and OLA. Okay, what is the full form? SLA is service level agreement, whereas SLO is service level objective, and OLA is operational level agreement. SLA is a commitment between IT and the customer. Okay, it is a commitment between service provider and the customer who is using that service from IT or service provider. We will go in detail. Okay, SLO is a measurable target within SLA, so it is a part of SLA. Okay, whereas OLA, that is operational level agreement, is an internal agreement between support teams. It means from these three small definitions you can say that SLA is between two companies. One is providing service and one is getting service. SLO is within the SLA, whereas OLA is internal agreement. It means there are two teams within the same organization. Okay, and they have their internal agreements, and that is known as OLA. So basically, in a short answer, you can say this, but let me explain so that you understand also. SLA is formal agreement between service provider and the customer or the business. So let's say I am a customer, I have a company, and I have provided financial function of my company, financial operations of my company with or to some another company. Okay, in that case, there are certain terms and conditions of services between me, that is my company, and the service provider, the company which is providing financial services, financial operations. Okay, so in that case, these uh, formal agreements are known as SLA. Okay, and it defines service expectations. What are the expectations of the service that I am expecting from these people? Response and resolution times, like if there is an issue or if there is an incident, how much time they will take to resolve it, because I am paying you. In response, I want resolution as soon as possible. So based on our agreement, all these things are written within this particular agreement. Okay, if there are any penalties or consequences if you are not able to comply the response and resolutions, okay, if you are not able to provide satisfactory response, if you are not able to provide services on the detailed time, the time which we have selected, the time which we have discussed, in that case what will be the consequences, what will happen in some cases, in that case what penalties I should impose on you. Okay, so all these technical details, all these type of details are there in this particular formal agreement, and it is known as SLA, that is service level agreement. So remember this, service level agreement is between two companies. Okay, one is service provider and one is service consumer. So in simple word, SLA is what IT promised to the business. Yes, very simple. Let me know if you still want to understand this. Okay, very simple. Now let's discuss what is SLO. SLO is specific measurable target. SLO exists inside an SLA. Example of SLO: incident response within 15 minutes. So service availability of 99.9%. In simple word, SLO define how success is measured. So SLO is a specific, a measurable target. It means, so basically you can say that in a particular SLA, what all are the targets? Okay, what all are the objectives? What all are the specific measurable targets we have discussed and we have framed? That is known as SLO. So it is a part of SLA. Okay, so this is the simple example: incident response within 15 minutes. It means as soon as incident is created, we are expecting a response from service provider within 15 minutes, that we are looking into it or whatever, but we need a response. If there is no response, it means they are violating the terms of SLA. And the words or the terms and conditions which are written here, that is incident must be responded within 15 minutes, is known as SLO. So it is basically define how success is measured. Okay, if an SLA is breaching or if it SLA is success, so this measurement, this core measurement thing is known as SLO. Let's discuss OLA now. OLA is an internal agreement. It is between IT teams and support teams. Okay, OLA ensure internal team work together to meet the SLA. So we have a customer, with that customer we have SLAs. Okay, with IT teams, but IT teams may need some help from some other teams within the organization. So SLA is bound by terms and condition. Okay, it is already having all the particular timing and penalties, everything associated with it. And IT team, which is now providing services to that customer, may need some help from some other team as well. That's why we create OLAs. Okay, so to make sure the SLAs are met, SLAs are success, and we are able to provide 100% services to the customers, we have this OLA, so that the SLA will not get breached because of some issue within the system, within the service provider. That's why it is possible that IT team may create OLAs with other support teams from those which IT team is expecting some response. Okay, so these are the internal agreements. It may or may not have some penalties, but ultimately the IT team, service provider, is responsible or answerable to the customers. So if OLAs are working good, it means the IT team is getting support what they are expecting, and henceforth they are providing good support to the customers, and SLAs are in within range and expected and success. So OLA is how internal teams support the SLA. Okay, so make sure you know this. Real world example, SLA says critical incident resolved in 4 hours. SLO says first response in 15 minutes. Whereas OLA says network team responded within 30 minutes. So all three work together to meet the business expectations. So you must understand all these three. Basically, SLO is not that much important, but SLA and OLA, these are very important, and you must know the difference. You must know the example of both. Okay. So number 10 is why interviewers ask this question. Interviewer want to check understanding of service commitment, ability to separate external and internal agreement, and awareness of the measurable target. They want to know whether you understand these things or not, because if you are able to understand it, then only you will be able to held accountable. You understand the prime necessity of all these SLA and OLA. So you must know all these things technically and functionally as well. Common mistakes, people are saying SLA and SLO are the same, or people are saying SLA and OLA are the same, but they are completely different. People are ignoring OLAs, but you should not. OLA are very important as well, because if OLAs are giving their 100%, then only IT team is getting response from internal teams and provide service to the external customer properly. So OLA are dependent, or you can say SLAs are somehow dependent on OLA if you see the proper, if you understand this thing properly. So make sure you provide a proper example of that. Talking only about the tools, missing real world example. So in interview, people are not able to answer. So you have to create your examples. Okay, you just people are talking about tools only. They don't know what SLA, they don't know what OLA is. You must understand the basics of all these 2 or 3 terms. So structure is define SLA, define SLO, and define OLA. Provide a real world example. So I already provided all these things to you in this particular video. I hope you are able to understand it. In our next video, we are providing the key differences between SLA, SLO, and OLA. So today we discussed about what all these things are. We understand SLA, SLO, and OLA, and we know that it is a critical for service quality and customer trust. But in the next video, we are going to discuss the difference between these things in details. Okay. So I hope you got it. Let me know your doubt. Let me know your questions. Thank you so much. Bye bye.